The encampment we seek is to the north, but it would be foolish to simply rush in. A guard has been posted at Cleric to keep watch over the children. Perhaps he has aught to share of the recent activity. But we must tread carefully. There's a chance that we may encounter them along the way. Stay close and stay alert. I would avoid a confrontation if possible. They rejoice in dealing death to others, claiming that in doing so they cleanse their victims of sin and usher them to the sunless sea. I would rather not sully my hands defending myself against such madmen.
Do not interfere with our work. Blessed dark.
Thank goodness you're unharmed. We would arrive sooner, but we too had a rather unwelcome visit from the children. You're an acquaintance of Master Matoy, then. My apologies. The children have been acting strangely, so I thought to take a close look. I was careless. Strange, what have you seen? At first, it seemed to be nothing out of the ordinary, the usual gathering of ingredients for poisons from flora and fauna. But then I took notice of the venomous spiders. They've been breeding them in much greater numbers. It's as if they're preparing something. Any ideas as to what? It could be anything, really. If it meant the end of the bus, and nothing would be too relic for them. Perhaps we can use a present preoccupation with spiders for our advantage. If we were to introduce a threat to the nests where they keep them, the children would be compelled to save them. Bees, for example, are a natural predator of spiders. Set them loose on the nests and we would have our opportunity to sneak into their encampment. That's a mischievous plan. I like it. With a bit of smoke, we should be able to subdue a few colonies long enough to secure the hives. Have you anything that we might be able to use? We should have smoke bombs at the outpost just over there. Then it's settled. Grab a few smoke bombs from the outpost and search out for beehives. I imagine the bees won't take too kindly to your visit, but once they're knocked out, take the beehives and bring them back here. Two will suffice, I should think. Same to you, I'll be returning to slow. I don't want to get in the way. Stay safe and may the shadows keep you.
is everything aggroing today?
Returned to Silabelle, but not before offering us things. As for the beehives, Tinker and I were successful in acquiring the women. How did you feel? This is more than enough. The children are certain to be displaced. As certain for the bees to be destroyed. Children's settlement is to the west. The place they call Golden Oak. Coverage of the guard, there's an airway apart from the entrance which leads to the Spanish nest. Speech that kind. There's the airway. Do you see it? A bit far, perhaps, but we should be able to toss them out. Though, perhaps we should loosen the ropes before keeping it closed. Enough that it falls open when it lands inside. May I do the honors? we wait.
What is that? Bees by the best everywhere. Help! Someone help! We have to save the spiders.
Sounds like the plan is working. Still, it's quite likely not to all were drawn away from their posts. If you come to blows with the children, I'll see to it that any signs of struggle are concealed. Failing that, I'll create a distraction to buy you Shilzin. Should anyone get past me, it falls to you to guard. Concern is appreciated, but I sincerely doubt it'll come to that. Why do I get the feeling you enjoy the idea of my loafing around bored in the shadows? Come now, Thagrid. The shadows are a fitting place for a warrior of darkness. Now if you're both ready. Seeing suggests this is a chamber for prayer. At the very least, they would not place this near the potential distractions from the worship. Perhaps a monument is further in. Yes, this is it. That would be but a moment. Keep a watch on the entryway. On second thought, would you mind examining the murals on these walls while I look over this? At a glance, I can see they're old, predating the founding of the Blessed and the Children, in fact. Would not like to come here a second time. It would behoove us to learn all we can. Very old. Horses up to my road, pretending about their sickness. Appears to be ancient. Warrior Mill stands right from the door, sees a creature in the shadow. But there is no warrior person in it.
These paintings, they seem familiar. Depictions of heroes throughout history. The age of gods, The Empire of Ronka? And this? There was a man, a researcher who pored over these pieces. He offered us work when we needed it, slaying beasts, delivering provisions. A funny old bugger he was, but he had a good heart. He believed this first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends, a tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era. The story went that it was rediscovered by an explorer from Ronka, who was so struck by its majesty that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day. "One day you will all be here too," he said. "Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself?" I had a good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all. Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds. But it seems he actually went and did it. Before or after the flood, I wonder. Rather faded, isn't it, compared to the others? Or did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses. Do you suppose your deeds will warrant an addition to this collection? Or some other kind of monument?
There you are. I have everything I need. Let us quit this place. Is something the matter? We should go. The others are waiting.
What do you see my distraction prove successful? I believe now I have everything needed to finish deciphering the tablet. Tell me, Daniel, do the mirrors appear JB of any significance? Depictions of heroes, from the ages of gods, Rocket Empire, and immediately before the flood. Various observations. Perhaps in another lifetime it could be a period of antiquities. There has no bearing on the task at hand. Perhaps the knowledge may prove new and used to be very soon. Let us hurry to the bow. The others are waiting. After we return, the two of you should rest well. No doubt we are eager to have you sample us good. So as to discover anything important, you'll be the person. Say, aren't you Daniel? Master Matoya speaks quite highly. I'm sure you have more important things to concern yourself with, but I need help, and there's no one else I can turn to. It's my friend Quinford. Ever since he's been young, he's always excelled in the arcane arts. In fact, even now he's training to become a priest of the Knight's Blessing. Perhaps the greatest of his gifts is clairvoyance, but I fear it's taken a toll on his mind of late. He's always been different, but not like this. He's changed, frowning so. I just think he's no stranger than usual. They're wrong, and I mean to prove it. You don't know him like we do, which is precisely why I'd like you to talk to him. So you get an objective opinion on the matter. Soon we find out what ails him. I hope there's a way to cure it. As foretold by the will of the wood, we meet at last. I've been expecting you, Daniel. Shh. One must hear this. Not yet. My dreams are plagued with visions of the future. Calamity is upon us, and each night I witness our impending doom. Hope is not yet lost, for dreams speak to me of a savior in the form of a great serpent. It was reared as a god in the days of the Ronkan Empire, and I believe it yet lives in the Great Way, waiting to be roused from slumber. It has many names. Many would call it the Protector, some would call it the Great Destroyer. The will of the wood demands I find this great serpent. It is our only hope of salvation. I have been chosen, Daniel, to be the savior of Slitherbound. So this is what you two have been hiding. Now you've got to know one another. What do you think? I figured it might as well saving. I refuse to believe that. There has to be something we can do to help. Have you not sought counsel with the priest? They're your mentors after all. There's no need to keep your troubles from them. Valen, please. We're in the midst of a most important discussion. We first began to talk about these dreams and delusions the hell might be, but I won't let you drag anyone else into this. Such narrow-minded thinking is why only I have been chosen by the wood. By the great serpent. Yes, Gwynford, whatever you say. You've mocked me for the last time, Valen. I will summon the great serpent this very day and prove to you the truth of my visions. Gwynford, wait! Where are you going? To me, this misfortune would likely bring him to his senses, but he's my friend, and I can't stand the thought of him getting hurt out there. Will you help me look for him? If anything should happen to him, I'll never forgive myself. Over there, I think I see it. I'm getting so tired of this game. Enough, Gwynford. Even you should recognize the danger of wandering off along in these woods. Really got mad, haven't you? Mock me all you like, Valen, but now you will bear witness to the truth of your own eyes. Behold, the divine protector of Ronka, the great serpent of legend. No, it can't be. That's the great serpent. There's nothing great about that. What is it exactly? I refuse to believe that it's a serpent. Please tell me you're joking. Do not be jealous of me. The will of the wood works in mysterious ways, and this serpent is the key to our deliverance. Oh, great serpent, I've besieged you. Grant me the strength to defend the Knight's Blessed, to stay the impending calamity that threatens the great. Look, if you want to keep that thing as a pet, I won't stop you. But we really should return. No, you're right. We're in here to could place the great serpent in danger. The question is, how do we transport? When I see, scared to see a great serpent debase itself, harming Bell on spell like a snake. Just pick up the damn thing and let's go. By the abyss, so some respect. I should be the one carrying it, but I didn't yet. But I fear I am yet worthy of such a burden. Gee, you can protect the great serpent from the threats of the Greenwood by the be they bestow signatures. And now you need to drag Master Toy as a guest into one of the other things that we walk to just think about hoisting the thing up. Yeah, but in this I will do no such thing. Clean dry was water you can bring it to slip about on it. Listen, dear. The fate of the great work can quite literally rest in your hands. It goes without saying we can't afford any mishaps. I suppose we can trust me up. I'll go ahead and find a place to keep this pet away from prying out base. Tread carefully. Follow shortly and now. Here should be safe, for now at least. Let's have another look at the Great Serpent, shall we? Mother finds out about this, no shadow will be dark enough to hide from her wrath. Good work, you two. Oh, can you believe it? The Divine protected the Great Wood here in Slitherbow. Within a slack of burlap did the champion carry the divine beast, and beneath the slithering boughs of the great wood did they find shelter. Chapter 31, verse 5 of the Gospel of Quinford. Pay no mind. He's merely referring to his diary. For the last time, it's not a diary. Have you forgotten how the Gospel told the events of that fateful day 2 years ago? How can I when you remind me of it every day? You continue to doubt me, but you'll soon see. Together, the Great Serpent and I will save this village and all the Greatwood from oblivion. What have we got ourselves into? Why did the Great Serpent choose this form, I wonder? hope you're satisfied now that your new pet is safe here in Slithervale. And thank you, Daniel, for not understanding why it was troubling my friend all this time. I fear this might strain our friendship, but I can't believe this is something we can't overcome. Take care, and may my shadows keep you. Wait. Please, comfort. There's no need to involve him any longer. If I give him to thought to the Great Serpent's chosen form, and now I think I understand why he chose to present itself to us this way. Look closely at this pattern of scales. I believe they represent the network of currents by which ether flows through Raktika, the very life force of the Greatest Wood. And there are the scar that intersects it from its belly. It's an omen of a coming calamity that would disrupt the flow of life in the Great Wood. Quainfoot, stop! It's a scratch. Probably a rock that is slithered or rolled or did whatever it does to make its way through the forest. All these signs he still refuses to see, like all the others. If the Great Wood is to be saved, it's up to us. I can only assume you remain at my side in the hopes of receiving some generous compensation. That's what it takes, so be it. The scar in the Great Serpent's belly calls to mind Lozato's conquest. That is where you'll find the source of this ill omen. Bring it to me and you'll have the reward you seek. I should remind you that he's still only an apprentice. I wouldn't expect much, if anything, for your troubles. That is what happens when you spend too much time around interesting behaviors. So I can't deny that the life would be boring without it. Truly? Calm down, Daniel. Show me what you found. Could that be a charm of some sort. It was exactly what you said it'd be. That means your visions were... Now, do you believe in the Great Serpent? Fine, the Great Serpent is real. More importantly, that charm seems to be familiar. I think I've seen the children use them for the incantations. Yes, I'm sure of it. My father once found one while hunting in the woods. If memory serves, they can be used to invoke powerful fire spells after absorbing enough ether. By the abyss, they plan to use them to siphon the Great Wood's life force. My vision will last come to pass. Why are you laughing? Don't you realize how serious this is? The flow of ether you were talking about converges here at Slitherbound, doesn't it? That's why we have that large etherite outside. The flow is disrupted, our crops would wither, the land would be rendered barren, animals would die. It would mean the end of our village, and all the Vectica would likely follow. Oh, Great One, I beseech you once more. Grant us the strength and wisdom to avert this terrible crisis. Seeing them like this makes the whole thing seem like nonsense. But there's no dying point for it has been right about what would happen thus far. We have to figure out where the children are up to before it's too late. The will of the woods would see us bring Slitherbound and all Vectica back from the break. Oh, Great Serpent, show us the way. Show us how we might deliver our people from certain destruction. Shh. If right here sees the thing, we're going to kick it on the village. Then we'll be. A precious little time to concern ourselves with the others. What's more, the Great Serpent has blessed us with another sign of what's to come. What is it this time? Behold the scales of its belly, and you'll see the scar that marked Lozadal's conquest has vanished. However, a new scar appeared close to its tail. Children would threaten another site of great power. Judging by the shape of this scar, I have no doubt it is near Dyer's Wash. They must be stopped. Agreed. Though I fear only one of us is actually up to the task. Are you certain about the scar? I don't see anything sort on its tail. At any rate, I think it'd be worth the rest if you went to investigate. We've already found proof the children are up to something. It would be foolish not to press further. Perhaps the will would give us another sign while you're away. Go quickly, Daniel. May the will of the wood guide your steps. It's all becoming rather strange, isn't it? Goodness knows what you'll find out there next. The fights are kind, it won't be the children. Do not interfere in our work. These woods must be cleansed. Fool! You cannot stop us.
He's defeated our spiders.
Let us away. There's still work to be done.
John.
Thank goodness you're back. Quinford has been praying ever since you left, though it sounds to me like an endless stream of incoherent babble. It's also tempted to risk accompanying you. Your return, though that is no surprise. I entreated the gods for your protection for the hymn of the gospel of Quinford. They could not deny my plea. Shadows give me strength. Were you able to find anything? Strike to cut off the flows of ether to slow the bow. A beggar's belief that they could love the forest still and yet be so blind to its needs. We need no further proof of what the children are up to. We have to tell the others, defend the sites they mean to be found, destroy those magic containers. Explaining how we came to know all this will prove difficult, of course, but I'll not see all of your hard work wasted. We must also give thanks to the Great Serpent who first sensed the children's ill intent. The Divine Protector who thought us worthy vessels to carry out its work. My heart swells to know the will of the wood smiles upon us so. The Great Serpent, it's gone. It was just here a moment ago. We should go look for it. No, my friend. The Great Serpent has fulfilled his duty in protecting Greatwood, and so it returns to slumber. Is that so? Perhaps it really was the Great Serpent. If you truly mean that, Valen, then perhaps you are ready to learn the truth of its origins. And now we'd start from the very beginning. Begins with a sizable crystal and lake Tusi Mektab, who we know as the fruit of the protector. The legends are true. It dates back to a time preceding the empire of Ronka. There he goes. I suspect I'll be getting an airful for the rest of the day. But I think our work here is finally done. I wish there was some way I could repay you for our help. I should probably go while he's still suffering his lectures. Take care, Daniel. Hopefully we'll meet again soon. Though this is largely an assumption based on my visions noted in chapter 2, verse 17 of the Gospel of... Come back here, Valen. I still have to tell you about the serpent's influence on the founding of Ronka. Urianger has tended to Mephile's wounds, but I fear his garrulous nature has gotten the better of him. Welcome back, Daniel. Now that you're here, there's something I want to ask you. Urianger told me that Thancred is something of a rogue in the past. As a wolf among sheep, he said. What do you mean by that? Do you know? Yeah, we get a chance to answer. Rude. Please, go and rest. Urianger and I will call you the moment we finish. Rest assured, Ishtola, and I shall work with all haste to decipher the tablet and its secrets. Then, the guard told me that you left with Master Matoria to wove an oath. And no sooner do you return than she locks away in her chambers without so much a word. She knows I worry when she leaves without telling me. But she's safe, and that is all that matters. You must be hungry after such a journey. Why not have a seat here by the fire? Stew will soon be ready.
Strange. The others on patrol should have returned by now. Our food will be overcooked if we wait any longer. We will just have to start without them. Would you call Master Matoya and the others?
I tire of these games, Urianger. Why do you pretend you cannot see it? The blessing may spare him the fate of becoming a Light Warden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. He is not as he was in the Source. Though I have no proof, I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated at all. I fear it was absorbed, that he has been suffused with their light.
Though I have given thought to this possibility, I dare not speak until more is known.
By the time you deign to enlighten us, it may be too late, if it is not already. Urianger, I know full well, after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions. But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy. I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask. The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed. Everything you claim to have seen. Did you?
Help! Someone help! The Umorans have come for us! We're under attack!
Lord Forthry, how good it is to see you. How long has it been? Not since your inauguration, unless I'm mistaken. Too long, at any rate. May I say how humbled I am to be invited not only into your city, but your home. You are as generous as ever.
And you as disingenuous. Let us dispense with the pleasantries. This merry band of dissidents people are calling warriors of darkness. They have slain sin-eaters, and by all accounts the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy. And now I hear reports of your people obstructing my soldiers, so I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Light Wardens represents the world's only hope of survival. Even now, the people of Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin-Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why?
Why? Because this hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream, an exercise in futility. Even should you slay the Sin-Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation. With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve. Before long, they would turn to violence, then to war, and ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion. They require a firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king, nay, a god. I will see their dreams fulfilled, their wishes granted. I will give them peace, order, and they shall never want for bliss. Men are fickle creatures who entertain vague ideals without the faintest notion what they cost. But a little fear can go a long way towards helping them realize what it is they truly need. Sanctuary. And they shall find none in this world save that which I afford them. That is why the Sin-Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion.
A paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral era.
What was that?
A minor epiphany, nothing more. You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power. But man is more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding. This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome. And we will, once we eliminate the Sin Eaters.
You poor deluded fool. These people care not for the morrow. They care only for the now. And the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making? Or even 100?
You underestimate them, Lord Forthry. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know, that their children may never know. I have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before, which we bequeath to those who come after, that they might in turn build upon the foundations laid by our forebears. These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains, and I will resist your every effort to shackle him.
In summary, you will continue to support the villains hunting my Sin Eaters?
With tremendous enthusiasm, for I have faith in the future they would build.
Why do I even bother? Fools, the lot of you! So naive! So painfully predictable! Did you imagine I did not know your mind? That I would wait until after this meeting to dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin Eaters' defense. Insurrection will not be tolerated! The people of this world are mine to rule, mine to command. And you are no exception! What? How did he... Insolent swine! I will not stand for this! Do you hear me?
You speak for the Knights Blessed?
I do. I presume that is your doing. If you have come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
You're in no position to make demands. By Lord Vorthry's decree, Raktika now falls under the governance of Yulmore. You will henceforth answer to us.
Is that so? And the children of the Everlasting Dark have acquiesced to this madness?
We have reached an accord, yes. Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore. Therefore, his lordship has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the everlasting dark.
In his wisdom, Lord Vorthry has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith. You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption that must be cleansed. Little wonder the Warrior of Darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Raktika. Your perverted teachings hold blessed Shadow at bay.
You have accepted the yoke of Yulmore to spite us, then? Fools. Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for Woven Oath with all haste. We will leave you, that you may have time to prepare.
Woven Oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our fate to join those zealots?
What has your faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
And should we refuse?
Anyone found here upon our return will be considered a traitor to Yulmore, and dealt with as such.
We will discuss these developments after I have tended to our casualty.
Yulmore has gained a foot here in these woods bodes ill for the Nice Blessed. Surely it's something we can do to help the Nice Blessed, isn't there? The guard have been affected with the most terrible and efficacious poison. We have attempted all manner of healing incantations, and alas, his condition remains unchanged. At present, we can but slow the poison's advance. We pray it will afford us sufficient time to find a cure. How fared the young guard? The poison spread through his system long before he was brought here. At present, there's not we can do but try to ease his pain. Do not blame yourselves, my friends. All that can be done has been done. Even if we reached him sooner, it would have made little difference. The tuner employed countless poisons. Finding a suitable antidote is nigh impossible task. What are the rest of them, Blessed? How have they taken the news of Yulmore's generous proposition? With anger and dismay, I cannot hope to oppose them both. I consider a convocation of all the Knights Blessed we might consider an ultimatum, but I know how they will answer. Masamatoya, I am truly sorry. We will not abandon our faith. But there's no reason for you to suffer our decision.
Your work is not yet done, and you still have yet time to flee. Flee? I am not one to run from my job. In fact, Daniel's arrival, I am minded to take the offensive. The Yomora's presence here plainly stems from the desire to protect the Lightborn. I say we seek it out and slay the creature before they return. With darkness to fall over Raktika, they would have no cause to remain. Which is rather easier said than done. Once, of course, we finally deciphered that tablet. I have, as a matter of fact, and with it we can prepare everything we need to enter each Maya. What say you all? We need to act quickly, but I believe it can be done. I cannot deny our fate, but our course lieth in place. Well, our villains are not. Good, I'll leave the blessed in your capable hands, Red Eye. Very well. I see there's no changing your mind. By all that is dark, I swear to keep the blessed safe. According to the tablet, you will first need to obtain a seal to use to identify the Alice Bronk in times past. One such seal should be waiting for us in the complex of underwater ruins not far from here. You have some experience with subaquatic excursions, do you not? Then this should prove a simple task for you. The ruins we seek are at the bottom of Lake Tizimek. While you see to that, Minvali and I will remain here to help shore up some of the Bowel's defenses. Your aid will be greatly appreciated. There you are, ready for a swim. The seal we seek should be stored in the chamber somewhere inside the ruins beneath it. However, the entrance is soon protected by a subtle blocking mechanism rooted in the symbolism of the rocky culture. One can see it sought to live in harmony with nature, considered to certain animals sacred. Foremost in the pantheon was the snake, carried as a protector of the wood in arbiter life and death. Though it were four other species equal in rank: Pearl, the Colibri, the Opo-Opo, and the wolf. Characterized as bringers of liberty, words, enlightenment, and harmony, respectively. Over the chamber containing the seal, the tablet states that one must pay due to efforts to three of these beasts playing these once fallen artists brought in the image, and it must be done in specific sequence. My interpretation is correct, the order can be discerned from the three commands which follow. Give praise unto the snake, by strength, draw night's positive. He has the Opo-Opo, rival at Daiken. As all parts seek betterment, so too does the wolf. He has the wolf. Move as one, peace comes to all who seek harmony and victory. The tablet says not about the placement, size, or appearance of the monuments. Alas. However, hopefully all will come clear when we reach the bottom. Go safely. Snake and wolf.
find it. Here's the house insignia of the Empire. No doubt, this is the seal of Ronk. Well done, Daniel. We can begin our preparations to enter Ultimatum. Seal that should be possible in Jade Maya unmolested by its guardians. We'll go ahead and seal the battle from the others, and we have recovered for insertions to lead us into the cabin moving east out of the village. I'm so glad to see you safe. Everyone's ready to go if you are. We've done what we can to help to prepare with them for the worst. Still, we should hurry before the children return with the Umoran reforms. That you found all the seal, that you all found the seal was perhaps bittersweet proof that the aid for which they were so painfully forged never came. Thus did the Empire crumble, its ruins claimed by the wood. Fate is ever a fickle mistress. Good, you're here. Bernard opened the gate for us about moments ago. Young knights in Shemaya, presumably the White Ones. It did not take long for the Woods protectors to find me when I last came here, and I expect them to fall upon us just as quickly as this time. Though we carry the seal, there is no reason for us to let down our guard. Now let us seek out the warden and put an end to its reign over these woods.
It would seem we have found them.
You trespass upon sacred ground! Begone!
Wait! We did not come to! Stop! We mean you no harm.
Sister, is that...
We are allies of the Empire of Ronka. As is customary, we come bearing the seal of the Emperor.
It appears to be genuine. Then perhaps there's yet hope.
Perhaps. We acknowledge your seal, but we must be certain of its authenticity. Follow the azure flowers to our village. There we will judge if you are friend or foe.
Try not to stray from the path. All right?
Follow the flowers. Would it kill them to escort us? But if it affords us an opportunity to investigate Ixmaya, fine.
Good to see you. Did you lose your way? God, that is a strange lad, aren't you? I would have that seal, that we may confirm its authenticity. Straight to the point, I see. Very well. There's no mistaking the crest of the royal family. It is the proper size, and its weight, by weight its plane is made from gold. The seal is indeed genuine. For 3,000 years we have waited for this moment, and now you are finally here. I bid you welcome, allies of Ronka. I am Almet, chieftainess of Fano. Umet, her younger sister. Seamet, pleasure. We're beginning to lose hope you would come. I beg your pardon. These are troubled times for my people. Though I can but imagine what has compelled you to venture into our woods. You must be tired of your journey. Come, take your ease. If you'd like, I show you about the village. Though I must warn you, it is a long way to the Until Forest Forest, so do watch your step. Soya. What is your name? Daniel. And this is a common name nowadays. All times change. But I digress. Come. And be sure to watch your step. Time has come for Reese to share more of their culture with the outside world, small as it has become. In my contribution to these efforts, I'm happy to offer a variety of goods from the forest in exchange for any bright-colored gems you may happen upon. Themselves to be. Is that right? Well, travel diverse people from what I can see. For a moment, I was worried he wouldn't accept the seal. For 3,000 years to the day. Correct. No dawdling. Once we have learned what we can about the warden and his whereabouts, we should get away. If you'd hear a tale of it, we will speak with Owlet. As eldest, she is a voice. I apologize for the apology to the house of reading. It's a miracle our arrows did not find the mark. As bearers of the seal, you have the right to know what had become of the Empire, and my people's purpose here. We had descendants of the palace guard, which served under the last emperor, and to this day we carry out the duty of our fairbearers, the final decree of His Eminence before Ronka's fall. By the wisdom of our people was the Ronka made to thrive. Such knowledge must never be forgotten nor be suffered to fall into the hands of the wicked. Keep it secret, keep it safe, and look to the coming of our allies. Unto them you shall bequeath our all, and thus will Ronka live on. By his command we have remained here in the Raktika Greatwood, guardians of Ronka's ruins and the wisdom held with it. I hope thou will not think of the question impertinent, but did thy people feign longevity perchance play a part in the Emperor's decision to entrust his mission upon to thee and I? That was one reason, yes. We would easily live to see 3 of your elven lifetimes. You're also the fiercest fighters. There are none more fit to sit than us to stand and watch over the remains of Ronka. But our duty has ever grown more perilous in the wake of the flood. Settlements such as this one were plentiful before the light claimed dominion over the land, but now, Fano is all that remains. Our numbers dwindle year by year. Before long, there will be no one left to honor the Emperor's wishes. And you believe that we are the allies of whom you have waited. You have the seal, do you not? After 3 millennia of waiting, and that alone is nothing short of a miracle. Truth be told, I've begun to think you would never come. Sister. We are glad for your presence here in the Great Wood. Voice of Ronka is yours should you wish it. You need only ask. You come in search of the light ward. My apologies, but I do not know where it makes its lair. Ima, do you recall any sightings of this creature? Not these past 30 summers. 30? But that would mean... How old are you exactly? Young enough to remember. With age comes knowledge. There may be not yet one among us who has seen or heard the abomination you speak. We have to speak with the other bees then. But of course. Then we should split up and inquire individually. If someone knows something, I would hear it while there's still yet time to act. I pray you find the knowledge you seek. Oh, what would I not give to see the warden brought low? Our looks deceive you. It is true that we are still in our youth, but we are older than you might think. In the name of Ronka and the late Emperor, I promise we will do all we can to assist you in your quest. Yes! Best levels. It is not my intention to pry, but your voices carry far. I know what it is you'd ask of me. Fortunately, the answer is no. I've not seen the light water. Patrol the ruins regularly, or hiding nearby, I would know about it. For the gods, allies of the Empire. My sincerest apologies for failing to note your arrival. It was a warden you wish to know about, yes? My mother, may she rest in peace, told me once of its appearance in these woods. Before settling here in Fano, she lived in a village near Raktika Falls until it was destroyed by the Sinews. While on patrol one day, she spotted a swarm of the abominations, one which was different from the rest. It was larger for one thing, but what stopped her was the way its followers seemed to revere it. She was convinced that the boat she had seen was the light one. I have witnessed the horrors of the lesser eaters. How they are wont to hunt in packs and carry off the victims rather than consuming them on the spot. I suspect the warden is a grotesque corpulent thing, waiting patiently for his minions to bring his next meal. Search for the light ward. I cannot say I've ever lived I respond. Our duty is to protect the ruins, nothing more. We have no need to strike out in search for such a foe. We haven't allowed to learn out of the warden's whereabouts. Mary had the tales of the beast to share with me last night, and they mentioned the warden of his life. Jimmy such luck speaking with the beast. No one I spoke to had seen nor hide nor hair of the warden. That may not be surprising, it was distant inclination to stray far from the words. Pray the others were able to provide what I could not. Why wasn't I told of this? I think it's why I never spotted my rituals. I've never heard of this Raktika Falls. I can bet assume it lies deep within the woods of Ixmaya. Just so. The tunnel which leads there collapsed after a rather bloody battle with the Eaters. It has not been passable for many years. We made several attempts to clear away the rubble, yet each time we were driven back. In the end, we were forced to give up what is lost. Thereby making it a suitable place for one to take sanctuary. There's perhaps one way to enter, though it would be of great peril to you and your companions. The Katana Ravel, a temple to the northeast, has been sealed for centuries, but within it is a path that leads to the falls. Will it be open to you? For the honors of wrong, I can. First, we must go to the Kamuna Astropolis. Once the flow of magic is restored there, the path to the Katana Ravel can be opened. This may seem like a simple task, but there are certain obstacles which prevent us from attaining it to ourselves. And we don't have time to overcome them. Emperor never granted us our forebears leave to look upon the secrets we are charged with protecting. That we might not be tempted, the means to do so were withheld from us. We can best show you the way. The rest will be up to you. It seems we have our work cut out for us. Shall we? Did you have to ask? Let's be about it then. If that is your wish, it is my duty to escort you. While we attend to matters in the Kamula Astropolis, I would ask that your sisters accompany your Udanji and Thancred and share with them all they can of its goods. While we have the very intention of investigating Vartika Falls, it is yet possible by work and dwells elsewhere. With that in mind, it will behoove us to prepare for an alternative course of action. Anyway, to see that, I leave them to you. Yes, allow it. Should our present course prove false, doubt not, but that Thancred and I shall find any possible ways paths forward. We must make haste and see this done. The Katana Ravel and the Light